chances. Pretty big, huh?
Yeah. Every game in the league, doesn't matter who you play, matters. Try to grind and grind. It's like a toughness contest. I mean, every team in the league is capable of probably playing in, winning, getting to a super regional and beyond. It's the deepest I think the ACC's ever been. And to show that kind of grit on a Sunday is a really big deal when you're looking at the box score at the end of it. You're just happy that you've got one more than they do.
You had Tyrell had a brief appearance yesterday, and I don't know. I was at football, so I don't know if it was a matchup, and or were you saving him for today for just such an instance?
A little bit of both. Partially, we got him out yesterday before we thought his pitch count would disrupt his availability today. And we felt like Jack Finley yesterday was the right person for that spot to follow Tyrell. And then today, we wanted to have a guy who, quite frankly, had done it before, captain, stability, and it was nice to see somebody kind of give you for the first time in 6 or 7 innings the idea that, hey, I'm in control and this one's in my hands, you guys just keep scoring. And that's why he gets the ball in that spot.
On a day like today where the wind is like switching multiple directions, I would imagine the pitching coach is watching the flags the whole damn day.
You watch them every single day here at the there's some like philosophy to you want to pitch to the park. There's philosophy to you pitching to the lineup. You're pitching to the pitcher's strengths. I think regardless of what the conditions are, you're always looking to attack with your strength. Then you consider the matchup of the hitter. And then if it's as obvious, bizarre as today seemed to be, that's part of it. Gives you a little pause before maybe you throw that little left-handed breaking ball in on the righty or the fastball in on the righty. But the way the game was playing out, we just needed to get a guy in the mound who was going to execute any pitch, and AT was able to do that.
As you're trying to make that decision, you're subbing guys in and out. Like, I think you used 4 pitchers in the 5th inning. Kind of what's the message to the next guy when he's coming in after 1 pitcher, 2 pitcher, 3 pitchers doesn't really work out?
It's just, who's going to be the guy that takes control. These games have a way of getting into a bit of like a crushing wave that if one person doesn't have it, the next guy is obligated to then try and take control. And if the next guy doesn't, then it becomes almost like amplified to the point where the third guy. So today, we didn't have a guy who came in and took control, but we kept it just steady enough to allow our offense to get it rolling. And again, when you have a senior back there like Tyrell who's kind of hiding, knowing that, hey, if you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me, but I can still get on this mound and take control. That's kind of the like the cozy blanket you've got at the end there that you feel good about who he is and what he can do, no matter how badly it may have spiraled in the middle innings.
You coached 36 hits in 2 days. It's not a bad weekend.
Yeah, we'll take it, especially coming off of last weekend. To separate the two and come here. It started on Tuesday and carried over to Wednesday and just carried to the weekend.
And I know that you're involved with the lineup and you probably had to toy with it a little bit more this year than maybe last year.
Yeah,
some of the thought process from a day-to-day
I think you're just trying to stack your best at-bats together, put your runners together, find out ways to make it work. It was easier last year when you just put 12 in the middle and worked around that. Different ways to do it this year.
Jack Penney had a solid week all around. I guess what's kind of his growth process been like over the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think he's just taking advantage of the opportunity that he's given in some of the smaller roles, kind of learn from that. Coach did a good job of putting him in situations that he could handle early, and he's just growing into that type of player now.
Back to the pitching side, that's 5 games this week, and I'm not sure exactly how many pitchers you guys used today, but it was quite a few. How hard is that to manage your bullpen when you're using that many pitchers, that many games in a week?
It's tough because on one hand you use a lot of guys so you don't really extend pitch counts, but at the same time you have to constantly be cognizant of warm up, how hot they get in the pen, at what time during the game. You try not to get guys up more than once in the game. So yes, it's a little bit of a 5-game week, extend your guys a little bit, but Tuesday and Wednesday we were fortunate enough to get quality starts from guys who really hadn't started, and we separated a little bit on Wednesday where we were able to manage the pitch counts of some guys where we can get Jack Finley out of there. But a lot of the guys you did see even at the end of that Wednesday game when it was out of hand, like we're going to need Radek Burkholz to take the next step. Roman Kimball continues to move forward and take the next step. So those young guys, get them in and out, acclimating to what a college environment is where if I get 3 batters and I give up maybe 2 little flares, that could be the end of my day. And he's done such a great job of keeping mature, keeping positive, and growing. Finley, Burkholz, and Kimball have done a great job of amplifying their successes when they've had them, and when there's a point of struggle, they've done a good job of growing and maturing into guys that we think we're going to really count on during this stretch run.
And Coach, when the same question I start with him, I mean, I'm sure you're thinking at bat by at bat, but I'm thinking 11. The difference between 11 and 7 and 10 and 8 is riding on, virtually every pitch.
No, and I think you feel that when it's 8-2 in the fourth or whatever, and you score, and we give up some more. And I just think our guys did a good job of separating the two and continue to score.
It's probably hard not to think we scored 21 yesterday, and we're about to lose this game, which kind of negates, what you accomplished yesterday.
Honestly, I probably didn't think about that. I would have when I went home, but in the heat of it, we were just, the guys did a good job staying focused, finding ways to score, and they knew they could do that.